The story begins in 1986. We see a mother and daughter playing in the fields. Suddenly, they start screaming out of fear because there were many human body parts lying in the fields. That means someone had been killed, and their body was cut into pieces and thrown there. The story then begins to show how all this happened. There was a report that there would be a meteor shower at night. That is, many large and small meteoroids would fall to the ground. To witness this, many people had come to a place called Relax Point for a picnic, so they could comfortably watch the meteor shower from there. Among them was a group of 3 friends who were going to have a picnic. At this point in the movie, we're also told about people's beliefs regarding the meteor shower. In earlier times, people believed that whenever meteoroids fell to the ground, they brought destruction or disease, endangering human lives. Some religious people believed that when evil increased too much in the world, God would hurl meteoroids down to punish humanity in anger. The movie continues and we see Castor's group passing through a forest. On their way, they are stopped by an old man, none other than old Popeye. He advises them to turn back and warns them about the danger of the meteoroids. But when they ignore his warning, he leaves and the group continues their journey. When they reach the picnic site, they find that their 2 friends had already arrived and made all the preparations for the picnic. Castor's sister Olive goes there to check everything and sees from a short distance that 2 boys are brutally beating an old man. When she tries to stop them, they give Olive a dirty look. But when they notice that Olive's brother and his friends are behind her, both boys get scared and run away. They had come there to help the old man. The old man was holding a comic book in his hand, which he deeply believed in, and he tells them all, whether you believe it or not, these meteoroid comics will turn people here into mutants. They will turn them into strange creatures. He also warns them that something very bad is about to happen here, and urges them to leave as soon as possible, before it's too late. He says meteoroid is evil, but the kids don't take him seriously. Instead, they give him some money to help and then leave. After a while, 2 more of their friends arrive, bringing some chemical substances for everyone. They all consume the substances and get intoxicated. It was evening by then, and we're shown Popeye, who was fishing alone. Then the meteoroid and shower begin. Popeye is delighted to see it all. During this, a small meteoroid falls into his cigar. Unaware of it, Popeye inhales from the cigar. After that, his condition started to worsen. He writhes in pain, on the verge of death, but instead of dying, his body starts mutating. Several parts of his body enlarge, and he transforms into a mutant human. As soon as he becomes a mutant, all his problems ended as well. He left fishing and came out of the water, and in front of him stood the same 2 boys who were seen earlier bullying an old man. They thought of bullying him too. One of them, drunk, came forward and punched Popeye. Popeye got so furious at this that he hit the boy hard in the face, and with just one punch, the boy's face shattered, killing him on the spot. During the fight, the boy's pipe also broke, so Popeye took the bone from the boy's hand and started using it as his cigar pipe. The dead boy's friend ran away in terror and warned Olive's entire group that a dangerous man was coming to kill them, but they ignored his warning, not noticing that the boy was drenched in blood. One member of their group then went to the washroom. Around the same time, Popeye also headed there. He opened the door and walked in. The boy looked at him as if silently asking what the matter was. Popeye grabbed his head and twisted it so violently that the head broke off and came into Popeye's hands. The head separated cleanly from the body. Popeye then casually tossed the head aside like it was just a wrapper and sat on the body. The boy's head was shown one last time, his eyes moving in a terrifying way, before he died completely. Next, we see the group again. One couple heads into a tent, while the remaining 4 lie under the open sky, enjoying the view of the meteoroid shower. During their conversation, they realize that their friend who had gone to the washroom hasn't returned yet. They get scared and decide to go look for him. Meanwhile, Popeye comes close to their tent. That couple was inside the Popeye tent. As soon as Popeye went inside, he killed the boy by stabbing him in the head with a bone he was holding. After that, he turned the girl's head and decapitated her, separating her head from her body. At this point, the other 4 had still not found their missing friend. They decide to split into 2 groups to search for him. Castor and his girlfriend go one way, while Olive and her partner go the other. They come across a meteorite lying nearby. On the other hand, Castor and his partner find their friend's body without a head. They are horrified by the sight and scream. Meanwhile, Olive also screams. Why did Olive scream? She had just started proposing, but the proposal wasn't the reason for her scream. While she was proposing, a meteorite suddenly came and went straight through the head of the girl who was proposing to Olive. Witnessing such a horrific death right in front of her, Olive screamed. Terrified, she ran back toward the camp. Castor and his friend were also heading back, and on the way the three of them ran into each other. All three screamed in fear and shared the terrifying events they had witnessed. Their fear intensified, and now they began to regret not listening to the locals. People were repeatedly asking them to leave from there. Anyway, they had decided that they would leave soon. But the question was how. When they went near the camp, they saw that Popeye was sitting there comfortably and enjoying himself. All three were surprised and worried. How did the old man they had seen in the afternoon suddenly become so powerful? What kind of magic happened? Now they were also worried about how to escape, because the keys to their car were inside the tent, right in front of where Popeye was sitting. Olive decided she would risk her life to go into the tent. She crawled in, carefully hiding herself. She got scared when she saw the dead bodies of the other two, but she didn't scream, because she had to finish her mission and get the keys to escape. Until now, she thought Popeye hadn't seen her, but that was her mistake, because Popeye immediately grabbed her leg and pulled her out of the tent. Before Popeye could kill Olive, Castor distracted Popeye from behind to save his sister and pulled him toward himself. This way, Olive's life was saved, and she quickly took the car keys and ran to her other partner. But by the time both of them reached the car, they were devastated, because a meteoroid had destroyed it completely. Now they also remembered Castor, who was still in danger. Then Olive said, "Castor and I often come here. There's an abandoned factory nearby. I know he must have gone there. These people also went there to save him." As they were passing through the road, they too found the remains of the old man's body. The same man who had warned them that Comic is evil and would bring destruction. Before they could go anywhere else to search for Castor, that boy appeared in front of them with Castor. To save Castor, his girlfriend immediately rushed toward him, but Popeye smashed her face with a single blow, killing her on the spot. After that, he put Castor into a chemical tank that was there and completely melted him, so that not even his bones could be found. Now only Olive was left. She ran into the factory to save her life, and there she met a man who had a short gun in his hand. She told him everything, how a man was after them and had killed all the members of the group. Hearing Olive's words, the old man began cursing at her, which made Olive even more scared. But the important part was that he said he had created something to fight against such situations and such beings. What that something wasn't shown, but when Olive saw it, she was stunned. Then they heard a sound again from outside. The old man told Olive to stay there and went out himself in his wheelchair. As expected, as soon as he went outside, Popeye caught the old man and killed him with the bone in his hand. During all this, Olive also ran outside and tried to fight Popeye. But for Popeye, overpowering her was child's play. He shoved her aside. Just before Popeye could kill her, Olive's luck turned once again, and the same injured boy who at first alerted them about Popeye arrives here. That boy attacks Popeye and pulls out a meteoroid that was burning from his cigar and strikes him with it. This attack doesn't hurt Popeye much, but it makes him very angry. That's why Popeye knocks the boy down with just one hand and crushes his face badly under his foot, killing him. Now the meteoroid that Popeye had dropped ends up hitting Olive's hand. As soon as Olive picks it up, her hand starts burning, but she doesn't let go and instead places it into the generator of a chainsaw machine, which causes the large chainsaw to start working. This chainsaw was actually made by the old man, the one he had told Olive about earlier. With great courage, Olive approaches Popeye while powering up the chainsaw. But Popeye wasn't going to back down so easily. He looked around for some tools and only found a hammer, which wasn't much help against the chainsaw. Olive used her wits and, in a single strike, cut Popeye's body in half. Thinking she had finally gotten rid of him, she left. But in the morning, we see that Popeye's body is gone, meaning he was still alive. Olive, who had slept there overnight, sees this in the morning and becomes even more anxious. She knew how dangerous he could be, so she began preparing to face him again. A few weeks pass in the story, and through the news we learn that Popeye had now reached New York and was causing destruction everywhere. And to stop him, our superwoman Olive was getting ready. She had made a mechanical hand to fight Popeye, and that was all that was shown. With this, the story ends here, with the mystery of whether Olive will be able to kill Popeye or not. Subscribe to this channel for more horror stories like this.